Kat here. Welcome to this lesson on visualization. This is such an important subject matter, and it's one that I super love because it seriously, fundamentally changed my life and my trajectory. So, when you look into the notes in the top of this video, you notice that I've posted a link into those notes. I want you to copy and paste that link, post it into your browser, and that will take you to a video by Mel Robbins. And this video is on visualization. It is this one video that changed everything for me. I'm not going to do a spoiler alert here and tell you exactly what's in the video. I really want you to watch that because Mel explains it beautifully and she's crafted that video wonderfully. But she does talk about our reticular activation system. So if you don't know what that is, pay particular attention to what she says during the 10 minutes of this video. Watch it, save it, watch it again. I can't tell you how many times. If it was a VHS tape, it'd be worn out for sure. Anyway, in this video, she talks about visualization and the importance of visualization when we're looking to change or achieve something in our lives. We have that saying in our yoga practice that if you can believe it, you can achieve it. If you can see it and believe it, you can achieve it. So this is going down the lines of what may seem like a fairly esoteric kind of left field, oh yeah, that's a little pie in the sky kind of statement. The way that Mel explains this really brings to light how important the tool of visualization is. Amazingly enough, our beautiful brains cannot tell the difference between what we see in front of us in this beautiful landscape of ours as to what we can see or the images that are generated by the mind's eye, known as our imagination. So I want to tell you a story about how visualization really changed my life and has changed my life on a couple of occasions, whether I knew it or not. The first time was when I moved from Sydney to Western Australia. And this was when I actually recognized that the power of visualization was a tool that I could use to change things. I never took no for an answer. You know, that can be a little bit of a stubbornness side of mine, but it also goes back to firmly believing and having a picture of what your life looks like, what you look like living the life that you can dream about and conceive in your mind's eye. Replaying that video image over and over again and taking action steps towards achieving that outcome. The most significant recollection that I have in the last 4 years was in 2018. I was living in Western Australia and I loved where I lived. I had a fabulous job as a hospitality consultant. I had a yoga shala, Portshed Yoga, that I'd just opened, and I was traveling. It was a fantastic period of my life, but I had for a long time thought that I wanted to live overseas. And I mean, not for a long time, I'm like talking like 40 years, knowing that I wanted to live somewhere else. And it was just a matter of deciding whereabouts in Southeast Asia that was going to be. Anyway, this video was given to me because of another course that I was doing, and I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't even thought about researching it. Anyway, I watched this Mel Robbins video and I started practicing some of the techniques that she shares in this. One in particular that she'll talk about, a morning activity. Again, I don't want to give a spoiler alert. A morning activity where you start to create visualization and you start to touch, taste, smell, and see whatever it is that you are wanting to attract into your life. Now, you can't just sit out there and not take action, but as you start to build a sense of exactly what that picture looks like, all of those minute details, things will start to be attracted into your life that will enable you to take action and bring forth that visualization into your life. Now, that all kind of sounds a little bit pie in the sky, airy-fairy, like, oh yeah, whatever. But let me just tell you, it actually works. So some people call it the law of attraction, but this visualization technique has science attached to it, and the way that Mel Robbins explains it really gives you an understanding of why our brains attract what they do to them, and how we can actually change our life with developing the skill of visualization. So in 2018, I'm in Port Hedland, Western Australia. I've got a fantastic career as a hospitality consultant. I've opened a yoga shala, and I am doing yoga teacher trainings and all of these wonderful things. I had a fantastic life. I was living with my best friend. Like, we were just laughing all the time. Like, you couldn't have hoped for a more joyous and fun life. Even the people that I worked with were fantastic. And all of a sudden, I knew that this time period was coming to an end, because I had been having this image of me living in a foreign country for so many years of my life. And all of a sudden, I started to formulate what my life would look like if I was actually a full-time yoga teacher living in Bali, Indonesia. And within 3 months, I was out of there. I was gone. Like, that visualization, once I brought all those ideas into fruition, from the first time I saw that video was probably about 8 months. And by the time I'd got that visualization honed in and all of the specifics there, it was another 3 months and I was here living in Bali. And so that's how efficient and effective and how serious I am about this technique of visualization. Super duper important. Now, visualization didn't stop there for me. As you know, I have a cafe here in Bali called Omi's Bali. And when I first conceived that this was, when it was first given to me that this was a possibility, I had to take a few days to connect in with that visualization. So it didn't just come straight off the bat. I actually had to go and sit in that space and give myself time and space for those ideas to bubble up. So when we look at breathe, bend, and sit, the 3 pillars of practice that I share, this is why these practices are essential, because I know that I've talked to you before about creativity being the quiet child sitting at the back of the classroom. So there's all these noisy kids up the front. Yeah, woo woo, miss, I want answer this, answer that, question this, question that. Creativity is sitting up the back, waiting for all those kids to take a nap so it can go, I've got an idea. That is meditation, my friends. When you breathe, bend so that you can sit in stillness, and you actually sit in that stillness, that's when you silence all those noisy kids at the front of the class and connect into that space of creativity. From there, once you start to formulate that idea, visualization and moving everything into that space is where you can make those changes happen. So I genuinely hope that you enjoy this Mel Robbins video. Listen to some of the tips that she gives you in there. Take notes, watch it again. Save it as a favorite, so it's even in like bookmarked in your browser so that you can come back to it at any time. It's still, even after all these years, it's still a video that I will watch and rewatch, because sometimes there's just moments when we need a reminder, when there'll be some other lesson in that video that we'll pick up that we didn't even know that was presented to us before, some other tidbit of information that's just going to tilt us in a different direction and shift our perspective ever so slightly. Anyway, my yogi friends, I genuinely hope you enjoy this video, and please feel free to open up a thread of discussion in the Facebook group, or if you have any questions around visualization, feel free to ask me. I am going to share with you a visualization worksheet as well, so that you can look at that PDF and start writing down things, taking notes, and it will give you a little bit of structure so that you can move through and start creating a picture of what your life might be like in the future. Namaste, my yogi friends. I genuinely hope you enjoy this lesson, and I will see you on the next tutorial.